So we can leverage generative AI to support code creation across a multitude of code bases. Now, while we're not going to be creating our own custom scripts every day, there are countless use cases within finance and treasury that can leverage the likes of Python coding or SQL coding to achieve such things as process automations, but still execute the process manually. And that's where kind of the generative versus agentic AI comes in, where the agentic piece would be, an automated process. The generative piece is still something that we're going to manually kick off ourselves. It can also help support reconciliations, for example, to translate reconciliation rules into SQL queries. And then it can support data transformations, for example, to convert between formats, looking at a data set at a transactional level versus a monthly summary, and changing between reporting currencies in local currency and perhaps the consolidated parent level that's reported in US dollar. And it can it can support a number of different code bases as we've just described. It can create Python scripts, SQL statements, and it can provide complex Excel formulas. And the great news here is you don't need to learn to code. What you need to do is be able to define the business logic. And in finance, we already understand that. We understand the what and the why. We understand that we need to group data, provide thresholds, perform reconciliations, and we can lean on generative AI to translate that business context into Python, SQL, or even Excel formulas. And ultimately, these different code bases, they're all just different types of interfaces for the same thinking. So whether you're working with a pivot table, a SQL query, or a Python script, the underlying concepts are identical. We want to aggregate data, we want to perform comparisons within our data, and we want to flag exceptions in the data. And Gen AI is going to help us turn that coding into a productivity tool, not be a technical barrier. It's going to enable faster automations, reconciliations, speed up variance analysis without requiring finance teams to memorize all of this syntax. Similar in a way to how you think that Excel works when we want to leverage macros. Now, for some advanced macros, you probably need to have some experience developing in VBA code. Here, we don't need that expertise. We can leverage the large language model to produce the code base for us. And what we're going to do is jump back into ChatGPT to see how we can produce a Python script live, just based upon providing it sound business logic that we define. I'll see you there in a moment.